All my dogs, make some noise up in this house.
Who is in the house? Who is in the house? It's the gangster of destruction, so you know what's going down. And when the drive-by's coming, then you better hit the grind, cause when your body hits the canvas, then your ass is knocked out. Who is in the house? Who is in the house? It's the gangster of destruction, so you know what's going down. And when the drive-by's coming, then you better hit the grind, cause when your body hits the canvas, then your ass is knocked out. Fight with Adrian Whisper is like a fight with the devil, because when he's dealing with you, you cannot get on this level. Fight with Adrian Whisper is like a fight with a king. It's like a fight with an army. They got the tanks and everything. He's leaving bruises and stitches, possibly leaving you crippled, cause when he sets up the
Good evening, everybody. This is Huge Pop Entertainment, and our guest tonight is a special one indeed. He's fast, he's focused, he's absolute future of professional wrestling from the WWID program. Welcome to the program, Jha'Quan McNair. How you doing, my friend?
Dude, I'm doing good, bro. I love that intro. That intro was great.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, man.
I love that.
One thing I have improved, in my opinion, from a year and a half ago to now is my intros, and I love doing those. I have fun doing it. You helped out, man. You sent me the video. Yeah. All I did is take some of that, and there you go. So
yeah, that was sweet.
So thank you, and welcome to the show, Jha'Quan McNair. Huge Pop Entertainment fans, stay tuned because he's got some stories, and we're gonna get right down to it.
Yeah.
So I ask this question all the time. It's probably the stupidest question you ever be asked in an interview. But as a fan growing up, not as a wrestler, but as a fan, what was that like for you?
As a fan growing up,
yeah.
I could start from the beginning, man. Like,
there you go.
Professional wrestling, very first memory. I'm a younger sibling, so I got an older brother. Everyone knows how that's like, right? Older brother beats up younger brother all the time. I wanted to hang out with my older brother all the time. Him and his friends were professional wrestling fans. Kind of got me into it, right? Like, we watched all the shows. His friend had all the action figures, all the video games, and it got to a point to where we were so in tune with the product that we started to, cosplay and actually be kids and be wrestlers. We had shows that we came up with. We had backstage promos that we did. We had matches, and we do all this on the rug. Like, we didn't have a trampoline. So, it's been great, man. And mind you, I was born in 01. So I started watching wrestling probably like 04. I was like 3 years old.
All right.
And that's like my first memory, because not only that, my first professional wrestling video game was Here Comes the Pain. So like,
wow. Big
memories.
Yeah, bro, it was crazy. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys
a little bit, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, but yeah, the experience is crazy, and it got to a point where my parents saw how immersed me and my brother were in it, that like they started taking us to like, live events. Like, I remember we went to a Friday Night SmackDown in 06. We went to a couple more probably in those years, but my most memorable events were Royal Rumble 2011, I think. Okay. I'm from Georgia, so anytime they came to Atlanta, that was when I kind of wanted to go. Every single live event I went to, somehow, some way, was a milestone for Edge. Like, the Royal Rumble was his return from his Achilles tear. I remember that vividly, because I was like, "Oh my God, Edge just came back," and we was in like the nosebleeds, like going crazy. And then WrestleMania 27 came to Atlanta. Man, when those tickets went live, me and my brother went to go beg my parents immediately. We was like, "Can we go to WrestleMania, please, 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 please?" And it was just like, it was a surprise. Eventually, we got surprised, and we had good seats. We were next to the stage, but as you know, that was Edge's last match before his first retirement.
Yeah.
So that was crazy too, getting to see that and say that for a while too. But yeah, being a fan growing up is insane.
Yeah, it sounds like it's insane. And you know what? Something probably back in that era, or that years ago, like that, compared to now, prices of tickets were probably a lot cheaper than they are now.
I don't know.
You were a kid back then, so yeah. So, Bill, you got anything for our guests?
Yeah. So you sent me a little bit of facts about yourself. NCAA qualifier. How was that?
Yes. Yeah, man. So I have a background in amateur wrestling. I started amateur wrestling in middle school, made it all the way to high school, and then from high school, I got a scholarship to wrestle at Gardner Webb Division I school, very small school out in Bowling Springs, North Carolina. From there, it becomes it's almost like indie wrestling, like when you first started, right? Like no one's good at anything that they first start. And it's funny because when I got to college wrestling at that point, I'm like 7 years into this sport, but I consider myself a beginner because now you got to restart because you're a freshman and you're in a room with grown men now. I'm an 18-year-old in a room with all of these dogs that are good at this sport, and I got my ass beat, for lack of better terms. I got my ass beat every day. And it was just kind of like, it wasn't fun. Like, it wasn't fun for a while. But iron sharp as iron, man. So, like, eventually I started to kind of fight back. And I started to get better. And I started to beat guys that were whooping my ass every day. And I started to come back. And eventually it started to be neck and neck. And then eventually I started to kind of increase a little bit more and more and more. And then next thing you know, the first year I started, which is after the year I redshirted, I qualified for the national tournament. And the national tournament, man, that's the best of the best. They only take the top 32 in the country. Mind you, I was number 32, but I was there, you know what I mean? And Gardner Webb is like a Cinderella. We're a small school, so that's like a Cinderella team anyway. So being there is crazy. And my first year being there was 2021. So this is a year post-COVID. And I was like 19 years old or 20, and I'm in a room with the best wrestlers in the world, the best coaches in the world. I remember me and my boy, we were the only ones that qualified from Gardner Webb. We're in the weigh-in line. I said, "Hey, bro," I tapped him real quick. I said, "Hey, be cool, bro. Gable Stevenson's right there. Be cool, though. Don't say anything." Right? Yeah, isn't that crazy? Yeah.
Wow.
And it's because you can't be a fan because these are you're there too. You know what I mean? Like it's not like that's the craziest thing about it. It's like I had to keep telling myself, I'm like, bro, I belong here. Like, what am I? I'm not a fan. I didn't buy a ticket. Like I qualified.
You're in the spot. You're in the spot, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then I ended up qualifying again 2 years later. I had a sophomore slump, so I didn't qualify the next year, but I did the year after that. And then my last year, I ended up qualifying again. I will say the first 2 times I qualified, it was kind of like like I just told you guys, like, I'm happy to be here moment. I will say my last year I qualified, it was like, hell no, like I belong here. Like I'm coming to All-American. I'm coming to win a natty title. I really want the All-American. Like a natty title was a crazy goal, but I'm coming here I'm coming here to leave with something. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a damn, I'm here. It was like a no, I belong here, and I'm top 8 in the country, if not top 5. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was pretty much everything about the qualifier situation.
Wow, that's incredible. So I love to give the fans a chance to ask questions, and thank you for asking questions. What inspired your moveset and character?
Oh shoot, this is live. Of course, this is live. How did I not know that?
Yeah.
What inspired your moveset and character? Me being an amateur wrestler inspired my moveset. So me watching other amateur wrestlers like Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, Jack Swagger, Shelton Benjamin, even guys that weren't amateur wrestlers but still kind of like had like that amateur wrestler background or like kind of gave off that style. Davey Boy Smith, Kurt Hennig, all like people like that kind of inspired my moveset. What was the second part of that question?
And character.
And character. I'm still figuring that out. I'm still figuring that out. So, I'm gonna keep trying to figure out what inspires me the most as a character as I keep developing, as I get further in my professional wrestling career.
Yeah. So, can you talk about when you started in a professional career and talk about the Hellcat moniker?
Yeah. So I started professional wrestling May 2024. Like I am a new grad. I just graduated school May 2024. As soon as I graduated, I got in contact with one of my boys who also wrestled on the team with me at Gardner Webb, who was doing professional wrestling. I said, "Hey, man, sign me up, get me in there. And he put me on to the school that he trained at, which is Team Fearless Training Academy out in Charlotte, North Carolina, led by Lodi, WCW legend. Went there, and Lodi has been the nicest to me since I started. Man, he's looked out for me. He's put my name in rooms that it probably shouldn't have been in as early on as I started, even now. That's how I started. But the Hellcat moniker is everything that you would think of, right? A Hellcat is a Dodge Challenger car, right? Like it's fast, it's explosive, it's dynamic, it's everything you would think of, but now put it into me, right? I'm athletic, I'm explosive, I'm sneaky, I'm quick, I'm all of that, right? Explosive, right? All of that, you put that into a person and you get the Hellcat.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, you live up, and the video showed at the beginning. You live up to quick, sneaky, fast, agility. I don't know, all that the Dodge Challenger does.
Exactly. You know it.
Yeah, man. Bill.
You got a pretty impressive vertical leap. What's the highest vertical leap you've got?
One second. That is, I have it written down somewhere. I don't know where I have it written down at. That is, I'm pretty sure it was at like 43.
What?
43 inches. Yes. Because we were preparing for the WWE tryout in late July, and I'm a strength and conditioning coach, so I test kids on their vertical jump all the time. But I was testing myself because I wanted to make sure my numbers were right for the tryout. So I tested myself, and my numbers were about 43. I did the Vertec, and then I did the jump mat. Those are two different ways to measure your vert. I like the Vertec better. My vertical was higher on the Vertec than it was on the jump mat. I think on the jump mat it was like 36, but on the Vertec it was like 43 or something like that.
Wow.
You say you're young into the business, obviously 2024. So you've been around the indies a little bit. How important is it for you in a locker room, if there's legends back there, how important is you to shut your mouth and listen to them and to hear what they have to say?
It's very important. It's the most important thing you're gonna do when you're talking to a legend. You can't approach someone that's been in any industry. Doesn't matter if it's professional wrestling, any career. You approach someone who's been in that industry for years and years and years, and you want criticism, and you talk back to them after you ask them for their criticism. They're not gonna take too well to that because you asking me for criticism. Don't talk back to me when you ask me to criticize you and tell you what to do better, right? And I learned that from just wrestling in college.
Yeah.
I think he froze up again.
Catch up.
Right? Went up to, and I just you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh yeah, there are so many guys that they're younger and they ask for advice and they ask for help, and then you give it to them, and then they just talk. It's like, oh well, I did this because of that. I did this because of that. I don't care why you did it. I don't care why you did it. I'm telling you what was wrong, and now this is what you need to do to fix it. Right? Don't give me any excuses for this and that and the third. I'm also a coach too, so like I get a bunch of excuses anyway as a strength and conditioning coach and as an amateur wrestling coach. So I know when to shut my mouth as a trainee coming up in professional wrestling because I've been there before as an amateur wrestler, right? So it's like that's the best way to go about it.
Yeah. Bill?
Who is your biggest inspiration to become a wrestler and why?
Kurt Angle. He's an amateur wrestler. He was my biggest inspiration just because of that. But I will say that shifted around middle school just because I started amateur wrestling in middle school. Now, before I ever touched a wrestling mat and even knew what wrestling was, my GOAT was Jeff Hardy. that is like who I was like, I want to be like him. Right. Now that I'm older, right, I definitely don't. I don't want to jump from like 30 feet in the air onto a tape. Like I'm so good. But no. Jeff Hardy for sure. Like he did the coolest stuff, the coolest moves, the coolest stunts, and he just risked his life, his limb, everything for the crowd. And he was cool. he was cool, right? And it was as like a 10-year-old, 9-year-old, 8-year-old, seeing Jeff Hardy, especially seeing him win the WWE Championship for the first time. I think that was at Armageddon or No Way Out.
No way out.
But
Yep.
like seeing that, like I was like, oh my gosh, he was so influential to me that as a kid I only watched WWE. Once he had his I have to leave WWE match with CM Punk and went to TNA, that was when I started watching TNA. I was still watching both, but I started watching TNA because Jeff Hardy.
Wow. So keeping with the rhythm of your how high you can jump and stuff like that, I was asked to ask you this. Tell me about his Saint Juan Barkley move. He does it phenomenal. The dude can jump high and backwards over people. Talk about us about that move, man.
Yeah, I was in practice one day. No, not even one day. I was in practice probably literally the same week he did that move in a football game. And that was the talk of the week. Everyone was like, dude, did you see Saquon Barkley reverse leapfrog over this guy mid-play? And I'm like, bro, yes, I seen that. That was insane. I think I can do that in the ring. And then they're like, you think you can? I'm like, yeah, let's try it a little bit. I think I can do a reverse leapfrog in the ring. Facing you, I think I can turn midair. Let's try it. Boom, leapfrog, hit it. Yo, you know what would be crazy? If you hit that leapfrog and then you hit your drop kick right after. And I was like, oh, for real. Tried it, hit it, and then Lodi was like, hey, man, you need to do that in every single match. Every single match. And I was like, yeah, I don't see why not. Like, I'm getting high in the air on the leapfrog and the jump, and the leapfrog itself is impressive. So it's like it's pretty cool to do, and it's a spot that the crowd usually like pops for too.
Yeah. I think that move was in that intro video that I played before we got on. So
it probably was because it's my bread and butter now at this point.
Yeah, Billy.
It was a way to make It was a way to make something so simple different. Because everyone does a leapfrog, right? But does everyone do a reverse leapfrog midair?
No.
It's probably like a handful of people do it, right? Like, I'm not gonna say I'm the first. I'm definitely not the first. But like a handful of people do. There's not a lot of people do it, right? So I think it's different.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, Bill.
Let's talk about the WWE SummerSlam tryout. How did that come to be?
Yeah, that was crazy, man. So Lodi put me in contact with Gabe Sapolsky, who was a WWE recruiter. He put me in contact with him probably like my first 4 months into the business. He's like, hey, man, stay in contact with Gabe. He said, send him your matches every time you have them, get critiques from him, figure out what you need to do, all this stuff. So I would email Gabe my matches here and there from time to time, and he would send me critiques. And then, one day he sent me the paperwork to be an extra for SmackDown. And I'm like, oh, man, that would be an opportunity to have, right? Like, I want to be an extra for SmackDown. So I got to be an extra for SmackDown, did all of that. And then next thing you know, probably like a month later after me being an extra, I get a call from Gabe. Out of the blue. Gabe never calls me. So I was like, this has to be big. Like, I've only gotten first of all, I was like, how do you get my number? Yeah, he called me, and then I was like, oh shoot, this is Gabe Sapolsky. Called him back, and he was like, Jha'Quan, he was like, how would you like to come to SummerSlam for a WWE trial? And I was like, what? I was like, I would love to. Like, it was random. It was crazy. And it was insane because when I got the news, I was spending time with my family too. So that was like kind of the best time to get the news too. And it was just like that whole moment I was surrounded by people I love, and it was a phone call that was life-changing, right? And it was crazy. But like yeah, very random.
Kind of like the NFL draft, right? You're sitting there at your house, a bunch of people, a bunch of friends and family, and you get that phone call.
Yes. Ironically, though, because I could have been at home. I live in Charlotte. All of my family live in Atlanta. Wow. So like that was just insane.
That is, man. So physical demands or mental aspect of the game or the business of professional wrestling. What was the hardest to comprehend or get your head around?
Oh shoot, still to this day, is kind of like being being overly animated, being overly animated. Like I got used to, like being more dramatic than usual, but now I'm trying to take it a step up and be like over the top, like thespian, animated, like theatrical is what I'm trying to get to. I've gotten comfortable to the point to where okay, like I can show emotion because coming from a sport like amateur wrestling where you show no emotion to a sport where now it's like, oh no, we need to see all of your emotions was a drastic change for me. So like I'm still getting used to that on top of the fact that like not only do I need to get used to it, but I need to be better at it. So that's been the hardest part for me is kind of um getting out of my shell and being more of like theatrical,
Okay, Bill.
You mentioned earlier being a Division One wrestler. What was your win-loss record like?
82-44.
Damn.
Let me double check. Let me fact check that. I don't want to stat pad. Hold on. Pull it up right now. It was. It's a quick wrestle stat. Oh yeah, I got it right on the dot. 82-44. Here, let me see if that focuses.
There you go.
Wow.
I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, that little bottom number right there, and then it breaks down the years of like what my record was every single year. But yeah,
Awesome. So now we touched a little bit on the WWID program. You've been recognized as a top rising prospect for that program. What did it mean to you to get that phone call, that recognition, and how does it change your mindset going forward in your career?
bro, that phone call meant everything. Because to receive that validation from WWE was just like it was different. Like it was such a different feeling. Like it felt like something I had been chasing forever, and I finally got it. And it's crazy because I've only been in the pro wrestling business, as we said, since 2024. But I've been an athlete for like 11 years, right? And I've been chasing a moment, and it's like I finally got that moment through there, right? Because there's no professional to amateur wrestling, right? After college, you're either done, you get a job, or you go Olympic route, which is a different style, or you go MMA, right? So it's not like I got the call. It was like, damn, this must be what it feel like. This is that moment. And on top of that, like for Gabe to get on the phone with me and say, hey man, this was a decision made by Shawn Michaels.
Wow.
Like it doesn't get any better than that, bro. Like it was just like, damn, man, this is crazy. And I at the tryout, I felt like I did everything I could to stand out, to be the guy that they choose, to show them why I'm different, why I belong in the WWE. And I felt like I did all of that. So once I finally got that phone call, man, my heart was dropping because I was like I have no regrets. I left everything out in this tryout. So whatever they tell me, there's nothing I would have done different at this tryout. And that was what I wanted. Like I didn't want that feeling of, damn, I feel like I left something on the table. I should have did this. I should have did that. I would have did this. I would have did that. Damn, the should have, would have, could have. Just do it, right? And I felt like I did all of that at the tryout. So, to have all of that come to fruition and get the phone call, it meant a lot, man. And I'm still trying to climb in the program. I'm trying to end up on people's TV sets. I'm trying to end up on Evolve. I'm trying to end up on Tubi. I'm trying to be a prime time player, a main event player. And it's going to take some time because if you look at the ID program, I am the newest and the greenest guy out of all of them there, right? The ID program is indie talent. And I'm an indie talent, but I'm an indie talent that started in 2024. Everyone else the indie talent that's been on the indies. They've wrestled in these halls. They've wrestled some legends, and I haven't even scratched the surface of that in the indie. And I'm not remiss on that. You know what I mean? I haven't climbed the indies like that. I almost look at myself almost like a NIL talent, but just ID program, because I just haven't. I know there's amount of work that those guys have put in on the indies that are in the ID program, and I know that I haven't scratched the surface of the work that they put in, and I'm trying to get to that. You know what I mean? So
To keep with the ID program, Bill, then I'll let you have another question. But to keep with the ID program, you went to a show in Orlando, Florida, at House of Champions for pro wrestler Jamie Stanley.
yeah,
Jamie Stanley came to Texas to CWF, and all that. So what was that interaction like with Jamie Stanley for you?
it was cool. I mean, we talked for a little bit. Had a good time. He showed me around House of Champions. I mean, is it his spot? Introduced me to his wife. His wife was also very welcoming. And yeah, after that, I was pretty much just focused on what was up next, because I had never been on a show with all of my ID mates and wrestled in front of everyone, in front of Gabe. So that was a big day for me.
All right, Bill.
APW heavyweight champion. How'd you win that, and how'd the title reign go?
Yeah, so APW is one of the very first shows that started booking me when I first started. So I've pretty much been climbing the ranks of APW since pretty much early last year, like April 2025. And we had stories going on that I was involved in, but it was a lot going on. Like they do shows every other Friday, so it's an opportunity to get reps in pretty often. So I was there a lot, just kind of getting reps in, being in front of a live crowd, getting just wrestling and all that good stuff. But then it came to a halt because I had a tryout come up, so it came to a point to where I stopped taking bookings because I was like, all right, like I don't want to get hurt before the tryout. So, I stopped taking bookings for a while after the tryout, started to pick it back up, and then they put the belt on me after the tryout. And yeah, the reign is good. It's been good. I still have the belt, actually. I haven't competed for APW since the second week of December. It's been a while. My first match back will be February 13th, actually against Timothy Thatcher, Action Packed Wrestling, Chester, South Carolina, 110 Helen Street. So everyone make sure you tune in. If you live in the South Carolina area, come out. Will be for the APW Action Packed Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. So, that's how the reign is going, and it's still going.
That's awesome.
You mentioned earlier before we went live that you are coming off of an injury.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that injury and what are you doing to prepare yourself and get yourself ready? And what's the mindset after being dropped on your head or whatever that was?
Yeah.
What's the mindset how do you get past that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, for me as a little kid, when I played rocket football, I got smacked I got tackled and I broke my collarbone. I'll be honest with you, I was scared to death to get hit again. How did you get past that?
That's funny you say that. On a separate story, I also broke my collarbone playing football. But yeah, man, I was at House of Champions, the ID showcase that we had, my very first one, and a move went wrong. I got concussed, and I've been out since. Still currently concussed. I've been to the concussion clinic. I started going last week. I had an appointment this week. I got an appointment tomorrow. Trying to speed up the process and kind of get through it, but you can only speed up the process so much when it comes to your brain. you only get one of those, so you might want to be protective of it. But how do you get past it? You get past it by accepting the fact that it can happen. That's how you get past it. Like I've known since I started professional wrestling that this is not ballet, right? Like this is can be a very dangerous sport if something goes wrong, right? And that day it just so happened that something went wrong. And it doesn't make me scared to get back in the ring. I'm actually ready to get back in the ring more so than ever, right? It doesn't make me hesitant to do anything. Will I take that move again? Probably not. But like that's the brunt of it. Like, I know the risk that come with the sport, and I accept the risk, and I'm willing to go out there and risk more and put on a show for everyone. You know what I mean? So
Bill?
Uh, Favorite WWE match or event?
say that one more time.
Favorite WWE match or event?
WWE match. I would have to say Batista versus Triple H, WrestleMania 21,
Mhm.
2005, WrestleMania Goes Hollywood. I believe that was my first WrestleMania I watched. Like 5 years old. And this is the point where they're ushering in the new era, right? Like the new era. Like John Cena wins the title of his first WWE championship. Batista wins the World Heavyweight Championship, and you're seeing all these ruthless aggression stars start to finally rise up to the top. And it was cool, man, just because I followed that storyline very heavily, like the evolution storyline of Randy Orton's on the shoulders and then thumbs down, and then they drop him. And now Randy Orton, they're beating up on him, and then Orton's trying to convince Batista, "Hey man, they turned on me. They gonna turn on you at some point too. You just don't know when it's gonna happen." And then Batista, what did he win the Royal Rumble? It was John Cena had like Batista wins the Royal Rumble, and then he gets to choose who he wants to wrestle at WrestleMania, and no one thinks he's gonna choose his evolution mate, but thumbs down he does. You know what I mean? And then he gets in the ring, and now they're going at it, and they have the match at WrestleMania, and it was one of those matches that is like a core memory for me, and I remember that, and I probably watched it over and over. But yeah, it's one of my favorite matches, though.
So you've been in the ring with top rising guys in WWE Evolve. What do you take away from those types of high profile athletes and independent matchups?
Yeah, so with those, man, you just got to soak up every single thing you learn from those matches, whether that's tempo, whether that's pacing, whether that's when to slow it down, when to speed it up, when to pander to the crowd, when to do certain things, right? You have to pick apart every single detail of the match, because at this point, when you get to this level, that is what's going to separate you is details, right? The very small details. And then not only that, but after the match, now you need to take this match back. You need to take it to the resources you have and get critiques from them, right? Because in the ID program, right, we can get critiqued by legends, right? Now you need to send this match to them, and have an open ear, listen to them. ID guys are one of the ways that you get better, because the ID guys are the ones that understand the WWE style, especially the 1.0 class, right? They've been wrestling that style for a year and a half now. So it's kind of like me getting in the ring with them. I'm starting to learn, okay, this is the way that WWE wants it. This is the way that they want this, right? So yeah, it means a lot. Whenever you see another ID guy wrestling another ID guy, like it's a learning curve, right?
Right. Bill?
Where do you see yourself in about 5 years' time?
Main roster, baby. Main roster.
Only way to answer that question.
Roster, man. Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, whoever want to draft the boy. That's where I see myself at. 5 years, man. 5 years, dude, I'll be well damn. I'll be 30. So yeah, I hope I'll be main roster by then. You know what I mean? And it takes that long for some people to see, right? It takes about 4 to 5 years, right? And God willing, I'm hoping, praying that it could be sooner. I would like for that, right? But not everybody can be Javon Evans, right? Javon is the guy who got there and did it in 2, right? Like he's the man, bro. So it's like, yes, I just gotta get there, get my foot in the door, kind of figure things out and figure out what direction I want to go, and yeah, man, hopefully by 30, like I'm trying to be main roster.
Is there that one dude that you have a bone to pick, or just a thorn in your side that you need to say something to?
Nah, man, not right now. Not right now.
All
No,
right.
this will be a good time for character work. But nah, I don't got nobody right now. I don't got no one going on.
All right. So if you don't have anybody, I need to ask you. My boy Rob Vaughn is a good friend of yours, good friend of mine. Talk to us about CWF Carolinas. Is he ever done a show like that before?
With Rob?
Yeah. Have you ever done a caliber show like CWF Carolina? So I guess you were part of that one time.
Yeah. CWF Carolinas. I think we done 2 shows for them. As far as like part of it with the atmosphere and the Christian faith and praying for kids that are out in the crowd that want to give their life, or not even just kids, but anyone that wanted to give their life to Christ that night. No, I have not been a part of anything like that. Like it's definitely a scene to be a part of because it's strong, right? Like people come to a wrestling show to enjoy the wrestling show, but next thing you know, they leave the wrestling show and they gave their life to Christ. Like enough said there, man. Like that's just crazy. That's a blessing.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you my story about CWF. Similar to what you just said, man. I got a hold of Rob. Rob put me in contact with other guys, and I was like, I'm a wrestling podcast. Not very, I don't know the crowd. There's a lot of wild, crazy people out there that are wrestling fans.
Yeah.
And I asked my wife, I said, should I do this Christian wrestling Mondays? It was what day it was. And my wife says, you do it. It's your show. It don't matter what other people say. If you feel like you want to do that show, do that show.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, dude, every Monday for 8 months, I did that show. And I thought it was for the fans, but man, my heart was changed by some of those stories. Lodi had stories. Rob Vaughn had stories. All those guys that were big names that I would never have met. AJ Styles had stories. I'm like, holy cow. That was a life change. And that was something different. You walk away from that podcast going, huh?
Yeah.
I'm so glad I did it. So,
yeah, man.
Fans. Let's talk about fans, man. How important are fans to you as a wrestler?
The most important part. Yeah, they're the most important part of professional wrestling, man. That's who you go out. That's who you do it for. That's who's buying the tickets. That's who's putting their asses in seats so they can come see you. You know what I mean? That's the most important part. So, for me, I'm still trying to develop that character and that persona so I can get a stronger connection with the crowd, build a stronger connection with the crowd. Because if you don't have that connection with the crowd, you're just out there. And that's not what professional wrestling is, right? Professional wrestling isn't being out there for yourself and doing moves because you want to do moves. It's being out there for the fans, the people that pay money to sit in those seats, and creating moments for them, you know, for them to go back home and talk about, hey man, did you remember when he did that crazy move, or do you remember when this moment happened in this match and that was insane, right? Or something for them to talk about afterwards, right? The storyline in this was crazy, and the way that they finished that was, you know, something that's what you're building to, is moments for the crowd. So very important.
Absolutely. I have just some quick fire questions. Bill, do you have any more questions for him?
Let's see. If you could pick one active member of the roster, WWE's roster, or a legend, who would you want to face?
Chad Gable. Chad Gable. If it was like current member of the roster, Chad Gable, just because he's a shooter and I want to wrestle another shooter. If it was a legend,
woo! I can't.
Legend, dare I say it? Brock Lesnar. Dare I say it? Dare I say it?
Oh, yeah, you said it.
Say it loud enough, you might do it.
I'll keep my comments to myself.
Yeah. Nah, man, it would be a crazy one. Yeah. You'd probably take me to Suplex City, but I'll be down.
Right?
I can see you trying to do that reverse jump and get put into Suplex City.
Just catching me and sending me out the ring, probably. Yeah.
Favorite venue you wrestled in?
Ooh, favorite venue I wrestled in. I haven't really been to any like professional wrestling landmarks yet, like Korakuen Hall in Japan and all of these big places. So, um, besides WWE and stuff, I would say reality of wrestling.
Okay. Face or heel, man? What do you prefer?
Face. That's all I've been so far. I want, I might make a heel run or something, maybe eventually soon. I don't know. Again, I'm still trying to pick out the pieces to this character development that I'm trying to do. So we'll see. But right now, I like being a face. It's cool. The crowd cheers for you, and I can hit very cool moves and not be an asshole about it.
Talking about moves, what's your favorite go-to move to finish the match?
Right now, I do an inverted angle slam.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like instead of them taking the back bump, they take a face bump, and I'm grabbing them from the front instead of from the back, and boom, turn, they take the face. I saw it on a professional wrestling page, one of a school out in like UK, I think, Pursuit Pro Wrestling, I think. But yeah, I saw it and I was like, that is cool. I gotta try that. So yeah, that's been my favorite move to finish a match with so far.
All right. Bill, you got anything?
Let's see. Can you describe the feeling you had when you won your first ever match?
When I won my first ever match, I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember it. I don't remember winning my first ever. I think what I can tell you, I can do you one better. When I won my first championship, now that was like a feeling because I was like, damn, like this promotion sees me in a light that they were like, we trust you with our main championship, right? We trust you with it. Take it, run with it. So, yeah, that was a crazy feeling.
Weirdest fan interaction?
Weirdest fan. I haven't had one yet, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I have not had one yet. I've just recently went to my first wrestling convention, WrestleCade,
Okay.
in November. But I mean, that was pretty cool. I really haven't had something too crazy yet. Maybe soon, but I hope not. But
Does pineapple go on pizza?
no.
No.
And you know what? That's not me like crapping on pineapple on pizza because I'll eat it. Would I spend my money on it? No.
Okay. Still there?
No. Like
Okay.
it's there and it's someone already paid for it. Table. Will I eat it? Yes. I'll eat it. Yes.
All right. Chair shot or stepping on Legos?
Chair shot. Chair shot. Mind you, I've never taken a chair headshot though.
Yeah, true. Let me see. Mount Rushmore, man. Of wrestlers.
Mount Rushmore. Oof. I'm about to go all ruthless aggression era because people are gonna be mad at me. No, let's not. I'm gonna put Stone Cold in there.
Okay.
Definitely gonna put John Cena.
Yeah.
Definitely got to put Jeff Hardy just because I talked about Jeff Hardy earlier. And then, gosh, I wanna say The Rock, but I never really got to watch The Rock's work from the Attitude Era.
Okay.
So let's talk about guys I got to see. I'm gonna put Batista in there.
All right. Hey, that's good. I got to give these. I'm going to give Dan. He has another question here. Have you ever received a receipt, and if so, from who and why?
Have I received a receipt? I don't think so. If I have, I didn't notice it. Well, I don't think so.
All right.
Almost like my Ken Shamrock type stuff.
Do you have a special pre-match ritual or superstition?
Yeah, I do have a special ritual. I do a athletic warm up that takes like 15 minutes and leaves me dripping in sweat before I go out to the match. It's actually kind of insane because like as everyone is like kind of just sitting down and talking about their match, I'm doing A skips and B skips and jumping all around and doing high knees in place and sprints and everything. And people are looking at me like, is this guy good? Is he okay? And I'm just it's an athletic event to me. So I have to be warm. I can't afford to get hurt, right? I can't afford to roll an ankle. I can't afford to do this. So it's kind of like I would rather make sure my body's prepared, primed, and I want to know that I did everything to make sure my body was ready for this match, right? Because if I get hurt and I didn't do all of that stuff, then it's kind of like, well, that's what you get. But I get warm before every single match. I break a sweat before I go out into the ring, and that just shows that I'm ready to go and I'm warm.
I haven't asked this question in a long time, but I'm going to ask this. What do you say to those people that say what you do is fake?
Just get in the ring. Get in the ring. That's all you have to say. Enough said. Get in the ring then.
Okay. One of my top TikTok videos is my wife saying how fake as F this stuff is. And I got like about 3,000 views.
I feel it more than ever now that I just got injured in the ring. I feel it more than ever now. If it's so fake, hop in the ring. Hop in the ring.
I will say this, though. I can say this. Watching a WWE or especially AEW, I have respect for both those programs, right?
Yeah.
Watching those, then I went to my first independent wrestling show 2 years ago, and that's when I really fell in love with independent wrestling because I'm like, oh my god, seeing what stuff you guys do, you guys are insane.
And mind you, before I even hopped on the independent scene in 2024, I didn't know how prominent local wrestling was. There's a show down the street from wherever you live, probably.
Yeah.
Had no idea how prominent it was until I started hopping on the indies. And I'm like, damn, like maybe when I was a kid, I should have been going to local shows because I'm like, what? I didn't even know all this stuff was a thing. You're so focused on WWE and TN and the televised shows when you're a kid that you don't as a kid, you don't think that these guys have to start somewhere.
Right.
And 7 times out of 10, they are starting at the local shows around you. Right. Like I had no idea. Right. Like at this point, I'm just seeing guys on TV as like an 8-year-old, 9-year-old. And I'm like, damn, that's pretty cool. But
right.
The indies, you're right. There's some crazy stuff that happens on the indies.
I mean, I watched in Panama City. I got to watch Wardell Walker, Jackson Slade, Damian Wayne, La Brava. Those guys, and La Brava being a female, they put a new outlook for me as what pro wrestling is. And you guys in the indies, man, you guys make it fun for the fans, and it's exciting to come back and watch you guys.
Yeah,
I appreciate you guys on the indies, and I look forward to seeing you on WWE.
Absolutely.
I think you're going to be there before 5 years. I would love to see you there. You got the moves, you got the charisma, you can talk. So my last question, man, would be, Jha'Quan, if you could give any advice, what would you say to somebody that is aspiring to become a professional wrestler? What would you let them know?
When you get into the business, focus on your fundamentals, right? Nothing's going to be more important than the mat wrestling, the monotonous left quarter roll, right quarter roll, back roll, forward roll drills. Nothing's going to be more monotonous than that, but you got to learn how to do it because when you go to the tryout, that's what they're going to be doing. And on top of that, learn all that stuff you want, but if you're not coachable, you're not going to WWE. You're not going to AEW if you're not coachable. You're not going to TNA if you're not coachable. You have to develop a coachable personality because if you cannot receive criticism, not only if you can't receive criticism, if you can't receive criticism and then fix that criticism by the next rep or the next 2 to 3 reps, you're just not coachable, and you have to be. You have to learn how to adapt to something that you did wrong, right? Yeah. Like if I run the rope and I run the rope with my foot up and someone tells me, hey, you need to run the rope with both of your feet flat, if I don't fix that immediately, right, it can't be a bad habit, right? It has to be, no, fix it. Run the rope with both your feet down. I don't care if it makes you, if you have to go slow to do it. Do it right. You know what I mean? Be coachable. That's probably the biggest thing I could give to, or biggest advice I can give to anyone that's starting professional wrestling, for sure.
I know that's true because I watched that show with Bubba Ray and
LFG,
and there's that one guy that was on that show that was supposed to be, and he didn't take the criticism. He couldn't take the criticism from I think it was Bubba Ray, wasn't it? I think
you talking about BJ Ray.
Yeah. And he wouldn't take it. He wouldn't take it.
Yeah.
And he thought he was he thought he was the baddest SOB in the world, and he was shown the door right away. And they didn't want anything to do with it. I mean, so you're right. You're right on it. That proved that, hey, be coachable or get out.
Basically. So best advice I can give to anyone starting on professional wrestling right now is being coachable.
So to close the show, where can fans find you? How do they get your merch? Where are you going to be next? And what's the plans for the next month?
Yes, sir. So right now, you guys can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Instagram at Jha'Quan McNair, YouTube, Jha'Quan McNair, and Twitter is Elite J with 2 A's. That's where you can find me on social media. As far as getting merch, right now I don't have like a website set up. I'm currently working on that, actually. You would have to come to the shows that I'm on to get merch, or you would just have to DM me your address and I would send you on whatever you wanted, shirts, 8x10s, cards, whatever. As far as what it looks like for the next month, I won't be returning back into the ring until I'm looking to return February 13th. Now, depending on how my appointments go to concussion clinic, we'll see, but I should be cleared by the second week of February. So February 13th, we're looking at APW against Timothy Thatcher. Again, that's action-packed wrestling in Chester, South Carolina, 110 Helen Street. Be there at B Square. February 21st, you can catch me at Viral Pro Wrestling out in Augusta, Georgia. Don't know who quite my opponent is yet, but that will be my debut at Viral Pro Wrestling. And then February 22nd, you can catch me at Premier Wrestling Federation, PWF, out in Newport, North Carolina. That is Colby Carino's show, which will also be my debut there. And then February 23rd, these are like back to back to back. That is insane. Catch me in Wake Forest, North Carolina against St. Julius at Fight for Glory. That will be there. So, a lot of first.
All right. So Huge Pop Entertainment, guys. This is Jha'Quan McNair. Thank you for being on the show. As we close, I'll play a song. Please don't go nowhere. I want to say goodbye off camera. So Huge Pop Entertainment, Jha'Quan McNair, Bill, this guy, man, he's great. He creates action figures out of whatever. He's a great action figure guy.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I just looked at the background. That is insane.
A lot of those are the ones that he's modified and created for people. This guy is amazing. So
I want to show you one before we leave that one of my teammates at Team Fearless made for me. It was actually pretty sweet. This is one that he made, that one of my guys made for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I was like, what? No, it's pretty cool. I've never had an action figure of me. And the fact that he made one for me was insane. I was like, what?
So yeah.
Crazy.
He's my Wednesday co-host. Mr. Bill, thank you for being on the show. Again, I'm Huge Pop. This is Huge Pop Entertainment. And we just spent the last 54 minutes with Jha'Quan McNair. Y'all at Huge Pop Entertainment. Check us out on YouTube at Huge Pop Wrestling. And again, watch this video. And thanks again, Mr. McNair. I appreciate your time.
All my dogs, make some noise up in this house.
is in the house? Who is in the house? It's the gangster of destruction, so you know what's going down. And when the drive-by's coming, then you better hit the grind, cause when your body hits the canvas, then your head is knocked out. Who is in the house? Who is in the house? It's the gangster of destruction, so you know what's going down. And when the drive-by's coming, then you better hit the grind, cause when your body hits the canvas, then your head is knocked out.
Fight with Adrian Whisper is like a fight with the devil, because when he's dealing with you, you cannot get on this level.